Bonjour et bienvenue. Hello and welcome. My name is Parth and I am a DELF examiner corrector for the levels A1, A2 and B1 level. And today I have got something très spécial for you. In this video, I have crafted 20 vocabulary questions for you that gets progressively harder as we go, starting from A1 till the level B2. And this is a general vocabulary quiz, alright? So no need to worry about it. You just have to check your level. With the help of this vocabulary quiz, you will definitely get your current level in French. So before we start with the quiz, let me explain you the quiz structure. So from questions 1 to 5, we are having the vocabulary of A1 level. Then from questions 6 to 10, we have A2 level vocabulary. Then from 11 to 15, we have the vocabulary that fits in the B1 level. And finally, from 16 to 20, we have the vocabulary that fits in the B2 level, or we can say the upper intermediate level. So, now let me give you the instructions of this quiz. Keep a pen and paper ready to note down the answers. Each question will give you exactly 10 seconds to respond. For audio-based questions, you have to listen very carefully because I will be pronouncing every single word or phrase only twice. Fourth instruction is stay focused as the difficulty increases. The questions progress from A1 level to B2 level. And finally, check your score at the end to know your level. So without any further ado, let's grab a pen and paper and let's enter into the quiz. Here comes the very first question of this quiz on your screen. What does bonjour means in English? Good evening, good morning or hi, goodbye or good night. You have exactly 10 seconds to answer. Time's up. And the answer is option B, good morning or hi. Because bon is good and jour stands for day. So that is a good day, or we can say good morning or hi. Alright. Now let's move on to the question number 2. And the question number 2 is, which of these means water in French? Option A, pain. Option B, lait. Option C, eau. Or option D, vin. And your time starts now. Time's up. And the answer is option C, that is eau. Because eau is a French word that stands for water. However, pain is a bread, lait means milk, and vin means wine. Let us move on to the question number 3 now. And here comes the question 3 on your screen. But this is an audio-based question. That means I will pronounce the French word. You have to guess the correct meaning. So listen very carefully. So the word is chat. Chat. I hope you got the answer. I'm giving you exactly 10 seconds to answer this. Time's up. And the answer is option D, that is cat. The word was chat. Chat means a cat. However, dog is called as chien in French, fish is called as poisson, and bird is called as oiseau. Now we will move on to the question number 4. Question number 4 is, what is rouge in English? Options are blue, green, red, or yellow. You have exactly 10 seconds. And your time starts now. Time's up. And the answer to this question is option C, that is red. So, rouge is a French color that means red. However, blue is called as bleu, green is called as vert, and yellow is called as jaune. Alright, let's move on to the question 5 now. And question number 5 is here on the screen. What does merci means? This is pretty easy, right? Option A, please. Option B, thank you. Option C, excuse me. And option D, sorry. And your time starts now. Time's up. And the answer to this question is option B, that is thank you. So merci is a French word that expresses gratitude. That means thank you. However, please is s'il vous plaît in French. Let's move on now to the question number 6. And this time the difficulty will increase slightly because we are entering into the A2 level. So the question number 6 is on the screen. What does cuisiner means in French? Option A, to eat. Option B, to cook. Option C, to clean. Or option D, to serve. You have exactly 10 seconds to answer this. Time's up. And the answer to this question is option B, that is to cook, because cuisiner comes from cuisine. That means kitchen. So to prepare food, we need the verb form, that is cuisiner. Alright? Now we will move on to the question number 7. And question number 7 is an audio-based question. So I will pronounce the French word 2 times. You have to guess the correct meaning. So the French word is bibliothèque. Bibliothèque. And the options are option A, library, option B, bookstore, option C, school, or option D, museum. I'm giving you exactly 10 seconds to answer this. Time's up. And the answer to this question is option A, that is library. Because I said bibliothèque. Bibliothèque is a place from where you can borrow the books. However, librairie is the French word for bookstore. Now we will move on to the question number 8. And question number 8 is, if someone is fatigué, they are option A, happy, option B, angry, option C, hungry, or option D, tired. You have exactly 10 seconds to answer this question. Time's up. And the answer to this question is option D, that is tired. Because je suis fatigué in French means I am tired. Alright? Let's move on to the question number 9 now. And question number 9 is, what does acheter means? And the options are to buy, to sell, to give, and to take. You have exactly 10 seconds and your time starts now. Time's up. And the answer to this question is option A, that is to buy. Because acheter is a French word that means to buy, and vendre is a French word that means to sell. Now we will move on to the question number 10. And question number 10 is, what does hier means in French? Option A, today. Option B, tomorrow. Option C, yesterday. And option D, next week. You have exactly 10 seconds and your time starts now. Time's up. And the answer to this question is option C, that is yesterday. And yesterday in French is hier, today is aujourd'hui, and tomorrow is demain. Alright? Now we will move on to the question number 11. And the difficulty will increase slightly because we are moving ahead towards the B1 level. And question number 11 is on the screen. What does neomoi means? Option A, however. Option B, therefore. Option C, because. Or option D, moreover. You have exactly 10 seconds and your time starts now. Time's up. And the answer to this question is option A, however, or nevertheless. Because it's a linking word, or we can say it's a connector. Alright? That is just like however in English. Now we will move on to the question number 12. And question number 12 is an audio-based question. So I will pronounce the French word. You have to guess the correct meaning. Prendre rendez-vous. Prendre rendez-vous. You have exactly 10 seconds to answer this question and your time starts now. Time's up. And the answer to this question is option B, that is to make an appointment, because the expression was prendre rendez-vous. That means to take an appointment. Now we will move on to the question number 13. Someone who is débrouillard is option A, lazy, option B, resourceful or clever, option C, confused, or option D, impatient. You have exactly 10 seconds to answer this question. Time's up. And the answer to this question is option B, that is resourceful or clever. So, a débrouillard person is somebody who manages the problems well. And not just somebody who is lazy, right? This person who is débrouillard is really clever. And he has a lot of knowledge. Now, we will move on to the question number 14. Question 14 is, what does se déplacer mean? Option A, to get lost. Option B, to stay put. Option C, to run fast. And option D, to move around or to travel. So you have exactly 10 seconds to answer this question. And your time starts now. Time's up. And the answer to this question is option D, that is to move around or to travel. Because se déplacer means to move around in the country or in the city or to travel. And it literally means to move from one place to another. Now we will move on to question number 15. And question number 15 is an audio-based question again. I will speak the French word 2 times. You have to guess the correct meaning. And the expression is avoir le mal du pays. Avoir le mal du pays. And you have exactly 10 seconds to answer this question. And your time starts now. Time's up. And the answer to this question is option A, that means to be homesick. Because I said avoir le mal du pays when somebody is missing their home. Alright? Now we will move on to the question number 16, and the difficulty will increase again because we are moving towards the B2 level. And the question number 16 is on the screen. What does pejorative mean? Option A, negative. Option B, neutral. Option C, positive. Or option D, uncertain. You have exactly 10 seconds and your time starts now. Time's up. And the answer to this question is option A, that is negative. Pejorative word describes bad impression. It's a negative word. Alright? And it is the opposite of positive. Now, we will move on to the question number 17. And question number 17 is susciter in French means option A, to prevent, option B, to arouse, option C, to trigger, or option D, both B and C. And you have exactly 10 seconds to answer this question. And your time starts now. Time's up. And the answer is option D, that is both B and C. So susciter means to arouse or to trigger. The verb means like to spark or to cause something. For example, susciter l'intérêt. That means to trigger the interest or to create interest or maybe to arouse interest. Alright? Now we will move on to the question number 18. And question number 18 is an audio-based question. And I will pronounce the French word 2 times and you have to guess the meaning of it. So, the word is incontournable. Incontournable. And you have got exactly 10 seconds to answer this. And your time starts now. Time's up. And the answer to this question is option C, that is essential. Because incontournable means something that cannot be avoided. That is essential. Alright? Now we will move on to the question number 19. And question 19 is on the screen. Pallier. Pallier in French means option A, to compensate for, option B, to make worse, option C, to celebrate, or option D, to measure. And you have exactly 10 seconds and your time starts now. Time's up. And the answer to this question is option A, to compensate for. This verb is used when you try to fix a problem or you try to reduce the burden of the problem. For example, pallier un problème means to make up for a problem or to compensate for a problem. Alright? And now we have the last question of this quiz on the screen. And this is again an audio-based question. So, I'm going to pronounce the French word. This time also I will pronounce the French word 2 times. And the word is épanouissement. Épanouissement. I hope you got the answer, but still I will give you 10 seconds to reflect. And your time starts now. Time's up. And the answer to this question is option D, that is personal fulfillment. Épanouissement is a personal fulfillment that can be used for a person who is growing or thriving in his life or maybe reaching some new heights or maybe reaching fulfillment. And the verb form is s'épanouir. That means to bloom, just like a flower. And now we have completed all the 20 questions. And now it's time to see how well you did. So I would encourage you to pause the video for a while, calculate your total score, and put them down in the comments below. I would love to see your progress. And I will meet you in the next video with some new vocabulary words. À la prochaine.